Om Sarvanabhavaya Namaha, family and friends. Today I am looking at chapter 27 and 28, which are relatively short chapters. In chapter 27, before we go into chapter 27, remember 26 we did the story of Markandeya. Now, the story of Markandeya was narrated by Kasiba Munivar to his sons Soorapathman, Taragan, Singamugan, and Ajamugan, the four brothers, demons. He's the one, the father is the one who told them the story. The reason why he told the story of Markandeya, and he's a very elaborately he told the story. If you remember, he was talking about Markandeyan's father, grandfather, great grandfather. The reason why, finally, after narrating the story, the Saint Kasiba tells the son, the reason why I told you all these stories is that these stories very clearly demonstrate the power of meditative penance. In Tamil, we call it davam, dava valimai. So, if you meditate as required by various, as prescribed by various saints and sages, you will get the benefit. But it is not easy, and it takes a lot of concentration, a lot of sacrifice, and a lot of time. So to prove it to the sons, he told all these stories. Like, for example, Markandeya, the story of Markandeya, he actually conquered death, and he caused the demise of Yamadharmarajan. That is the power of meditation. So he told the sons, after telling all this, he said, the choice is yours. Go into positive meditation for the well-being of the universe. You will harvest great benefits. But when he finished with all this advice to the sons, Maya, his wife, the mother of these demons, came in and laughed at Kasiva Munivar and told him, what are you teaching the boys? These boys are going to defeat all the devas, all the gods, except for Shiva. They will defeat everybody. That is the purpose. This is our time. We have to prove to all the devas that we are the most powerful creations of God. So don't talk to them about dharma. Don't talk to them about righteousness. I will advise them. They will follow my advice. With that, but Kasipa Munivar couldn't do anything. He has given his advice. So he said, let what has to happen, happen. So what she did, she called the sons and told, my dear children, don't listen to your father. He doesn't know the purpose of your creation. You are not just ordinary demons. You were created for a purpose. I went through a lot of difficulties to create you. You have a purpose. And she said that go to this place called Uttarabhumi. That is the best place for you to go and enter into a great, prolonged meditative penance. Go and do it there, and you will, Lord Shiva, if he is pleased, he will give you all the boons that you ask for. With that, defeat Indran and all his devas. Control the entire universe. That is the purpose of your creation. For that, what you will have to do, when you meditate, sacrifice, do a lot of sacrifice with blood, meat, and so on. Imagine, she is telling these asuras to meditate upon Lord Shiva with blood and meat. Maybe that is the reason why some Hindu sects did this Nara Bali Puja. You know what is Nara? Nara means human. So they sacrifice humans, they sacrifice children to Kali and other god forms, including Shivan. So maybe that this is the background to that kind of horrible sacrifices. And then she also explained to them the basic concept of Yagna. In Tamil we call it Yagam. How to do the Yagam, what are the things to observe, very detailed she advised them. Then she told them, go now, start with your mission. So with that, Soorapathman and his three brothers left for this Uttarabhumi to start with their Yagna and penance. Now, after that, she turned to Kasipa Munivar, her temporary husband, and told him exactly that. She said, look here, I came to you not to live happily ever after with you. I came with a purpose, to create these demons. They can only become powerful if your father is a sage who has done a lot of penance. That's the reason why I came to you. Now my mission is completed. I'm leaving you and goodbye. And she just left. Only then Kasipa Muni realized what he had done. And he knew through his yogic power, managed to see what is going to happen. He knew the destruction of the devas and people on earth by these asuras, and he realized that he has done something unimaginable. And he went to his father, Brahma. Kasipa Muni is Brahma's son. He went to the father and told him what had happened. The father said, I am utterly disappointed with you. How can you do such a thing? You, with all your yogic power, yogic knowledge, years of meditation, how could you fall for a woman? Now here he says, there are two things that can destroy a person. One is madhu, alcohol. The other is madhu, woman. These two will destroy a person if he is not careful. And you are a living proof of that. And he told him, go, forget the past, continue with your meditation for as a retribution for what you have done. So Kasipa Muni left and went into meditation. Now, Soorapathman, chapter 28, Soorapathman and his brothers arrived at the destined place, and what they did was, when they arrived and started making the preparation, Sukrachari came to know that his idea, the whole idea of creating these four demons of Sukracharya. So he wanted to go and give them some advice on how to succeed. But when Soorapathman left for his Uttaradi, what he did was, he had hundreds of thousands of soldiers. They all were created when he was born. So he made his brothers, one brother to go in front, followed by thousands of these asuras, and then he was in the middle with another brother, and the fourth brother at the back, so that no one can touch him. Because the mother told him, there's going to be a lot of difficulties in your path. The devas will not keep quiet. They will, very cunning fellows, they will do everything they can to stop you. So be careful. So that's why he had made these arrangements. And he finally arrived at his destination and started making preparation. That's the time this Sukracharya, the guru of all the demons, arrived there. He knew very well he will never be able to penetrate this wall of soldiers that Soorapathman had created. So he used his magical powers to make them allow him passage, and finally he reached Soorapathman. And Soorapathman asked him, who are you? I've never seen you before. So Sukracharya told him, I am the guru of all the asuras, and I'm the one who was the reason behind your creation. Soorapathman was very, very happy. He took his blessings from Sukracharya, and Sukracharya told him, gave him a lot of input on how to carry out these yagna and how to, the kind of meditation you are supposed to do. So he took all the advice and started. Now, he went up north to do this yagna, and he chose a place called Alankadu. The name of the place is Alankadu, and now very interesting is that there is a term they have used in this chapter. They say the place that he chose for this yagna was 1,600, not 16,000, 1,600 yojane. Parapu means area of 1,600 yojane square. Now, this yojane, I know it is a measurement of some distance, but I don't know what it was. So after some research, the Hindu Wikipedia explained that one yojane is about 12,300 meters, roughly about 12 kilometers. One. Now here, 1,600 yojane. Just times it by 12. That's the size of that area, that square that he chose to do his yagna. And first thing he did was he created 4 female demons to guard the 4 corners, north, south, east, west, these demons. And then he started to dig a yagna pit. They call it Yaga Kundalam. It's like if you go to the temples, they will do, but these are very small. What they do, they don't dig. All they do is they just arrange bricks and they do it. But the actual one, they dig deep into the ground. And you know how deep this was, the size, it's unimaginable. It's about, the depth is about 1,000 times 12. That means 12,000 kilometers deep and wide. It's a huge pit. That was the main one. Around that, he created another 108 smaller Yaga Kundalam. Beyond that, he created 1,008 Yaga Kundalam. So it was like a circles, and right in the middle was the huge Yaga Kundalam. And then, after having done everything, he invoked all the demigods like Kali and various Rakshasas. He invoked them to guard his yagna. Then he prayed to his mother, Maya. Immediately, Maya appeared there. And she told the son, now I will create for you all the, in the yagna when they do, nowadays if you go to the temples and if you want to do a yagna, they'll tell you to get a couple of things, like this Navadanyam. Navadanyam is the 9 types of cereals, and after that some silk, a lot of ghee, and various other substances. But these are all very small. Those days, when they used to have these yagas called Aswamedha Yagam. Aswamedha Yagam means they will sacrifice a horse. So here, so many animals were brought forth for sacrifice. Tigers, lions, and wolves, and so on. It's mentioned here. And so various other things. All these were created by Maya for them, so that can be offered as sacrifice. After all the arrangements, Soorapathman was in the main Yagasale, the main Yagna pit. Then he made sure that the 108 that was controlled by his second brother Taragan, and then the 1008 was Singamugan and Ajamugi. So he had all his brothers in various places, and they started. Do you know how long this Yagna went on? 1600 years. Now, one very important thing that you must realize here, time mentioned here, do not try to equate it with time on earth. It's very different. Okay? For us, 1600 years is a long time, but for them in the other world, it's actually a very short time. Relatively short, I would say. So 16,000 years this Yagna went on. With all the sacrificial things thrown into it, nothing happened. He could not win the grace of Lord Shiva. Nothing happened. So, Soorapathman was so disappointed. After so much of effort, nothing happened. He told Lord Shiva in a loud voice, if nothing can bring you forward, then I will sacrifice myself, and threw himself into the fire, into the Yagna fire. All the asuras screamed with sorrow. Their king, their leader, is gone. Then Singamugan, what he did, Singamugan is supposed to have 1,000 heads, He started cutting his 1,000 heads and threw it into the Yagna. As he started cutting his head, they started growing back, but nothing happened. Then he too threw himself into the fire. Singamugan started cutting his head to throw into the fire. It was all around chaos, but nothing happened. Finally, Lord Shiva decided to pay him a visit. But he came not in his usual form. He came disguised as a Brahmin, an old Brahmin. He went up to Singamugan and asked him, why are all of you crying so loudly? What has happened? Singamugan narrated what had happened, how Soorapathman had thrown himself into the Yaga fire. Then Lord Shiva told him, you don't have to sacrifice yourself, and your brothers also don't have to sacrifice yourselves. And he immediately commanded Ganga to flow into the Yagna. So Ganga flew in, and the fire was put out. Once the fire was put out, Soorapathman came out alive from the fire with Taragan. Both of them came out. And Lord Shiva took his normal form with Parvati and his Rishiva Vaganam. And he told Soorapathman, I'm very pleased. I'm very, very pleased with your sacrifice, with your yagna. Now, tell me, what do you want? Now, this is exactly what Soorapathman asked Lord Shiva. He said, I want to be the ruler of the entire universe and all other universes. Not just one universe, all the universes. Lord Shiva said, okay, I will let you be the Lord of the universe, but not all. Out of all the millions of universes, I will let you be in control of 1008 universes. Not 1008 worlds, universes. Andangal. 1008 Andangal. You will have control. What else? Then he said, I want a vehicle. He wanted a vehicle which will enable me to travel from one universe to the other without any difficulty. So Lord Shiva said, okay, done. What else? Then he said, I should live forever. Should live forever. Now, one yuga is 1,000 years. So Lord Shiva told him, okay, let me see. So he gave him a chariot called Indrajalam. Indrajalam, the name of the chariot, which will take him wherever he wants to go. And then he said, I want to see how yeah, he said you can live for 100 yugas. You live for 100 yugas. Okay? You will not be destroyed by any god, including Vishnu, Brahma, and all others. You can only be destroyed by me, Lord Shiva. I'm the only one who can destroy you. Other than that, nobody can touch you. And then he gave him Anya Chakaram. You know, Lord Vishnu has this chakaram in his hand. That's called Chakrayudham, a very powerful weapon. So he materialized one for Soorapathman. It's called Anya Chakaram and gave it to him. This is a powerful weapon. On top of that, he gave him this Pasupadam, not Pasupadam, Pasupadam. Pasupadam is an arrow. During those wars, even during the Mahabharata war and all, Arjuna and his opponents, they all used various forms of arrows. Okay, and these ayudhams, these weapons were weapons of mass destruction, very powerful. So he made for him this Pasupadam, which is a very powerful weapon, and gave everything. And also, beyond that, Lord Shiva also created 16 million soldiers to help him wage war against the Devas. And this is the irony. The Devas belong to Devalokam, which comes under Lord Shiva. And he has created all these to defeat them. This is all the Lord's Thiruvilayadu. So with that, he told, okay, now you should be happy. You've got everything that you wanted, and I shall leave now. After that, Kashyapa Muni managed to see what was happening through his yogic powers. He decided one last try. He went to see his sons. But when he saw what they have attained from their Yagna, he thought there's no point advising them. So he just told them, go on, do whatever you all want to do. I leave it to your destiny. And he bid them farewell and he came back. Now, the news of what Soorapathman and his four brothers have acquired from their Yagna spread far and wide, and all the residents of the various worlds became extremely fearful. They thought, this is the end. What is going to happen? So with that, the chapter finishes. But before I bid farewell for today, there's one thing that I would like to highlight here. We all can meditate. Even today, there are sages in the Himalayan foothills who are meditating and who have acquired various Siddhic powers. Meditation yields you Siddhic powers. And if you have read the book, the autobiography of Yogi, Swami Yogananda tells you the things that you actually can do. But you must remember one thing. These powers, they can make you or destroy you. So if you go into meditation and acquire this Siddhic power, make sure it's only for the goodness, for the benefit of the others. That's very important. Gods give you what you ask for. You ask for it. But it's in your hands how you're going to use it. This entire Kanda Puranam gives us a lot of advice on our spiritual endeavors. So with that, I bid you good night. We will see you tomorrow. Good night.